I want to reiterate, why is Jill's cornfield so large?
Yeah, it's so big.
Like, it's just
it's
appropriate.
Bigger than the town.
But she doesn't even have a cornfield. We do.
It's the field where all the farmers are growing corn for Jill, I assume.
It's just a pile of corn that Jill has. It's not even actually a field where corn's growing. It's where she just places all the corn that we've.
That's probably right.
It's just her silo.
Yeah, it's not. No. She just lays it out on the ground outside to look at it. It's her corn pile. So big.
There we go. It's like every culture has their signs. You got the pyramids and the Temple of Giza and whatever, and we've got the corn pile.
The corn square.
Yeah.
Bigger than the town.
All right. Well, we are recording, so let's kick things off.
Oh. Wow.
Okay. If you insist.
Some great content.
Yeah.
Welcome back to D&D on the Farm RPG. I am your Dungeon Master for this game, Belogan. And we have our trio of players, starting with Augie.
Hi, I'm Augie, and I play Astley, the gnome bard.
Next, we have Cole.
Hello. I am Kakusho, who is a bronze dragonborn ranger.
Bun.
Hi, I'm Booban, and I play Spectre, the rabbit rogue. Stab it.
Stabby.
Yeah.
Our trio of adventurers had just finished ransacking through Pedro's house to look for clues as to where he may have disappeared. What they found was a map pointing to a cave system by the edge of Lake Tempest, and a costumey pirate hat and an eye patch. And with those as clues, they decided that following up on that map is probably their best bet to try to find out what happened to Pedro. Again, we're looking for Pedro because Mayor Pedro has hired our adventurers to find out what the heck happened to him, to quell the protests of people thinking that he's responsible for Pedro's disappearance. Now, the timelines that we have on how long ago he disappeared seem to have changed from session to session. I'm realizing going back and through and listening and editing, that's all right. It was somewhere between 2 and 6 months ago. Not super important for what we're doing. You can create your own headcanon for what that timeline was. But our adventurers are traveling towards that cave system on the map up by Lake Tempest. And from the town, which does officially have a name now of Redbrook, it's maybe about a day and a half's journey to get to the edge of Lake Tempest, kind of where this map is pointing out. The travel itself to the region is fairly safe. We don't have to worry about rolling for random encounters of wild monsters or anything like that. The worst you'll run into is rodents of unusual size in the misty forest, or farmers hauling off large quantities of different crops or looking for oddities in various regions. But for the most part, it goes traveling to the small caves uneventful. As the group approaches Lake Tempest, you kind of look down over the hills and see where roughly this cave system's supposed to be at. It's not really obvious as you first start to come towards the lake and the edge of the shore where the specific cave might be. But you have a general idea of the area. And on the land in the roundabout, it's nothing really special here. Lake Tempest itself, as its name suggests, can have a lot of storms. And so there's typically not a lot of people here. But one thing you do notice is that close to the shore, docked, well, not necessarily docked, but with their anchors down close to the shore, close to the region of interest, there are 2 different ships there. They both are flying black flags, indicating that they are some type of a pirate group as opposed to a military vessel or a trading vessel. But on their cells, they have different emblems, and you guys can see these from a ways off as you get closer. One of them on the sails has the emblem of a pufferfish, and the other has an emblem on the sails of a steam wagon. And that's what you see as you come close to the region. The ships are close to each other, but they're not like tied together or anything like that.
So those are right offshore, and we can see the flags from where we're at. So there must be kind of close then, yeah.
Are they like docked?
Yeah, I mean they have their anchors down. There's not a dock here to tie up to, and they're probably about as close to the shore as they can get before they be in danger of hitting their holes on something.
So are we on the south side of Lake Tempest or the west side?
Kind of the east side. So I put the pin roughly. You're over here. You can see on the map on the east side of Lake Tempest. The caves are just a little bit to the north of where you're currently at.
We doing backwards directions?
West. Okay. Sorry, west. A little bit to the west of Lake Tempest.
I thought you said west.
West. West. Yes, and in my defense, we did have the map flipped around.
That is true.
Not that that's a good excuse. I'm looking at the right one, not the wrong direction. Yeah, just to the west of you're kind of on the edge of Lake Tempest, but just to the west. So you can see kind of where the road comes out of Red Brook and heads north, and then the road goes east towards Lake Tempest, so you're to the west of the lake. And you can kind of see those two ships out here on the lake by where this cave system is. The cave system's a little bit north of the road. So there are some people that come fishing here off this road. There's some small docks there. That's not where these ships are at. They're large enough that they wouldn't be able to use those docks. Those are more for like small rowboats and fishing boats and that kind of thing.
So do we see the caves at this point, or just the lake?
There is kind of a rocky cliff face where you can guess there might be a cave entrance, but you're not able to readily see it. There's a fair amount of vegetation growing over everything as well.
I wonder who's on those ships.
Maybe they know about the caves.
Well, we could try to get some attention from one of them. Maybe they can send us out a little dinghy, and we could have a little visit, or I don't know. We could look around here for some clues.
We could do both.
Yeah, we could do both.
What kind of vegetation is growing all over the place?
It's like ferns. There's some larger trees, and just different brushes and things like that.
Astley looks at the two boats and
it starts to run. Oh.
Looks back and forth between them. And is there like they're like, decent sized ships, so we can't I don't know. Would they hear us? How high off the ground are these guys?
If you were on the shore yelling at and waving your arms, they would see you.
Astley starts to yell and wave arms. Hello? Who is on this boat? Why are you here?
Nobody yells back, but you do see a dinghy being lowered off the boat with the Steam Wagon emblems on it. And it looks like there are two people on that boat that start rowing towards you guys.
Oh, cool. You got somebody's attention. That's nice. Hopefully they're friendly.
We about to find out.
Yeah, we are about to find out. Are we right on shore, or are we
You can. I mean, if you want to go down and meet them right on the shore, you can. If you want
to go down and meet them.
Yeah, let's walk down.
That would be the polite thing to do instead of calling for them and then making them hike up.
Make them walk up here. Yeah.
Come way back here.
Yeah, let's make our way to the beach. Dip our toes in the sand.
All right, come down to the beach. The waters are fairly choppy. It's kind of cold in Lake Tempest. It takes a couple of minutes for this boat to row its way over, and there are two men in the boat, and one of them has a blue bandana on his head. The other one has a red bandana. The handkerchiefs they're kind of over their head or their bandanas have that same emblem of like the steamboat embroidered into them. Not a steamboat, a steam wagon. So imagine like a standard Western wagon with much larger rear wheels and a steam engine on it that kind of motorizes it, makes it go.
Is it a lifted wagon?
Probably. It's probably a lifted wagon.
It's a pimped out wagon, just like
Could be a lowrider wagon
yeah,
too.
There we go.
Wheels much too big to be functional, but somehow are.
Right. They've got some extra spoked rims that like spin around
The hydraulics
by
kit.
themselves. Yep. Steam powered hydraulics, whatever they might have. Yeah. So as they come near, let me have you guys make a insight check on these guys. Whoever would like to.
Sure, I would like to.
I also would like to.
Ooh, baby. Nat 20.
You got a 12.
I got a 7. No insight for me today.
No insight. All right. Kakusho's just like, okay, two guys are rowing. Nothing super special. Astley, taking a second here to make sure I get those names right. Yes.
Take your time.
Looking at the boat, notices it's large enough that definitely all of you could ride in it. And something seems slightly familiar about these guys, but you're not quite able to put your finger on it. Spectre, on the other hand, notices something very, very quickly, that these two guys look like they are related to the missing Mayor Pedro, and they look like they could be his cousins or something like that.
Ooh, a family resemblance.
Yep.
I feel like rabbits know a lot about family resemblance, so.
They probably do. They have large families. They get to learn the differences of who's related to who very quickly off of minor cues.
Okay, these may be a familiar relation. Excellent. I let the other two know that just so they are filled in on the information.
You're right.
I'm not seeing it. I'll trust you.
I don't get it. Okay. Once they come to shore, they approach you. They have hands ready on their weapons because they don't know who you are by any means. But the one with the blue bandana looks over and says, "Hey, you were calling for us? Who are you? What do you want?"
Astley reaches out a hand and says, "I'm Astley, and we are the Firewire Adventurers Guild."
Oh, I don't know what that is, but that sounds nice.
It is nice. And I'm Spectre. Hi. And she like waves her little paw, and she's like, "And we're sent here from the acting Mayor Trid of the town over here, Redbrook." And
You notice when you say Trid, the one with the red bandana like spits on the ground like it's a dirty name.
I mean, that's valid, she says. Valid reaction. But we're looking for the missing Mayor Pedro, and we're doing a little investigation work and seeing if you guys may know anything about where his whereabouts are.
And the one with the blue or with the red bandana or the blue bandana then hits the one with the red bandana and says, "See, they're looking for Cuz. I knew it."
So you are related.
Yeah, we're Pedro's cousins.
As I thought, you guys are related. I could tell.
Of course, Pedro's our cousin. Yeah, and we know where he is actually, and that's kind of why we're here.
Oh, awesome!
Is he okay?
Oh, that's still to be determined. He's in trouble right now, and we need to rescue him.
Oh,
where's he at? Let's go save him.
They point at the other boat with the pufferfish sign on it. You see those dirty pufferfish gangs? They kidnapped him and they're holding him hostage.
Oh, gee. All right. Well, do you guys need our assistance on getting him back? Because that is part of our mission. That's why we're here, is to try to get Pedro back.
They kind of look at each other and they're like, "Well, we're a little short-handed, so yes, we could use your help. If you got some skills. If you don't have skills, you might just be getting in the way, though."
What kind of skills?
Skills.
Astley uses prestidigitation to create a small little flame and instantly it snuffs out.
I mean, are we talking Liger drawing skills here?
It's like, look, it's a pirate parlay, right? You know what that is? Yes, no, no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know what
Yeah.
a parlay. Yeah, I mean, I'm a rogue. I know the good old
Right?
thieves can't. So yeah.
Yeah.
Astley
I mean,
bun and asks quietly, "What's a parlay?"
It's when pirates talk to each other, but they don't do no shoots. It's like it's a peaceful time where pirates will talk before they kill each other.
Oh, I like the sound of that. The before part.
Yeah, it's
I can
usually
talk.
the before.
I can talk.
It's the before. The before they kill each other part. It's they discuss it and then they kill each other usually. Spectre says and like waves her hand around a little bit.
and
Kakusho takes out the eye patch, puts it on, and says, "Arr, matey, we can help you."
it's like, now you're looking proper. Now you look right.
Astley attempts to play them a piratey little tune to impress them.
Let's get a performance check.
That is a
6.
That's with a +4.
Oof.
Like,
Not a very good.
something's off. And those notes are just flat. So first they get excited, and then they hear it and they're like, maybe not that one.
Spectre starts to do a little like jig along with it just to see if it could help a little bit.
Okay, let's get a performance check for that jig.
Okay, let's see. All right, hang on, let's see. Oh, another 6. It's not a very good.
Astley looks desperately at Kakusho.
So does Spectre. They both have very pleading eyes.
Kakusho looks back, shrugs.
Is that a
leaving us hanging.
performance check?
He's leaving us hanging here.
I don't have anything. I got my iPad.
Got nothing.
And
Ashley
some bad
says, "Wait,
pirate jokes.
Wait, I can do better.
I sure hope you're better at adventuring than you are at singing and dancing, because that was awful.
Astley starts playing again. It gets a 17.
Okay, that's better. So you just don't play the notes that are flat, and it's better. That could work.
Spectre's
That
still
could do
dancing
it.
badly.
My instrument wasn't tuned. I forgot to tune it. It's tuned.
Why'd you forget to do that? Come on. You're supposed to be professional. You should know that. You got to warm it up.
Well, I just did.
Make sure it's not flat or sharp. Adjust whatever you got to adjust, and then you go, right?
Well, it is now.
It's like, all right, so we could tell you're not pirates, so maybe you're not familiar, but there's only so many pirates, and we don't want to kill each other because there's not enough of us as is. So we parlay to resolve our differences, and the way we do it is a competition of skills. And it just so happens those Dirty Rotten Puffer gang crew have a few more piratey mates than we do, so we're a little short-handed. And if you can help us out, that would be great. So there are 5 events we're going to compete in, and you can tell us which ones you think you'd be the best at, and that could help. And if
Do not ask me to lift anything.
so, the event was already decided. We had a vote. It's going to be cannon shooting, knot tying, song singing, boat rowing, and sword fighting.
Okay. I think we could be good at some of those at least.
Kusho wonders to himself, seems like quite the festivities for a kidnapping, but it sounds like fun, so I'll keep that to myself. And then he nods in agreement and says, okay, works for me, out loud.
Like, yeah, they kidnapped Pedro because they think we have one of their boys, but we don't. We don't have any dirty puffer fishers on our boat. They don't believe us.
Who are they missing? Do you know?
No clue. Maybe someone got tired of them. I mean, those puffer fish gang, they're all thinking they're so important, so much better than the other pirates.
Can I have a a perception check to see if maybe they're being truthful?
That would be insight, yeah.
An insight check, okay. Yeah. No, that was a 0, so no. I believe them entirely. Completely believe them.
Can I also insight them?
Sure. Absolutely.
An 8.
Yep, they're totally telling you everything.
Completely the truth. Okay, I believe you guys.
So, is Pedro a pirate? I need to know.
No, not anymore.
What was he doing?
He was kidnapped. He told us that already.
Yeah, he was kidnapped. Look, these puffer fishers thought we kidnapped someone.
Like, they came to the town and kidnapped him?
No, they sent some letter to him pretending to be us, telling him that we needed help with something, and then they kidnapped him.
Classic.
I completely believe you.
Look, if it's unoriginal, the most cliche thing you can think of, that's what pufferfish would do.
Nasty pufferfish gang.
That's right. They're terrible. So
Okay.
yeah, if you guys are willing to help us, come on. We'll roll you out to our boat. There's just a waiver you have to sign, and we're good to go.
All right, let's go. Let's do that.
Wait, no.
Let me get that waiver.
Let me read the waiver before I get on any boat.
Well, I don't have the waiver here. It's on the boat. I mean, we didn't come over here thinking we had people volunteering to help us out. So
Very well.
don't worry. You're under our protection. You'll be fine.
All right, let's go. Spectre just jumps on the boat.
Astley clambers into the boat very poorly.
Kakusha does his best to walk in slowly and kind of test out the balance and find somewhere to sit.
All right. Yeah. So the little dinghy is nice. It's got nice, comfy seats to sit on, as much as they can be with wood. Maybe a little leather upholstering on them that's weatherproof. And they row you out to their boat, their Steam Wagon pirate boat, and they bring you on board. And there is a crew of about 8 other pirates on here, and they all look like they're cousins. So they're apparently a pirate family for the most part. And one of them says, "Hey, these guys are from what was it, Firewire Guild? They're looking
Adventurers Guild.
Yes, and they're here looking for Pedro, so they're going to help us out." And everyone cheers, "Yay!" And then you hear a voice from the other ship calling over, "What are you so happy about? Getting ready to lose?" And they start kind of mocking each other a little bit, and then it dies down. The pirate that had initially made contact, the one with you guys, was with the blue bandana one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep my colors straight.
You said blue and red. There's 2.
Blue. Yeah, there was a blue and a red one. Yeah. The one who seems to be in charge, he's like, "So yeah, here's the waiver. It just says that we are not responsible for any loss of limbs, or we're not doing anything too dangerous, but sometimes cannons misfire, stuff like that. It just says you can't take us to court and sue us for it."
Pirates go to court? Spectre asks.
I hope not.
Okay.
That's why we sign waivers, so we don't have to go to court.
Makes sense.
But let me ask you this. If I lost a limb, would you help me replace it?
I mean, we got hooks and peg legs.
That's all I need to know. Astley signs the waiver.
You notice there are a few pirates with hooks and peg legs on both crews.
Spectre puts her paw print down.
Kakusho gives it a quick read, highly doubts the legally binding nature of this document, but agrees to sign anyway.
Our scumbag criminal background ranger has a background in lawyering too.
Kusho's been
what
to
are they really
court.
going to do?
Kusho has been to
a lot of
court.
contracts,
It's like when you call the police that somebody stole something back from you, right? All right, you guys sign it. The crew cheers. They're like, "All right, we got our teams ready." And the blue bandana one calls over to their boat. It's like, "It's acceptable with you. We take these 3 on as part of our crew. It's part of the deal." And the leader of the pufferfish gang says, "Fair to us. That works." And with that, they are ready to start this Pirate Parlay competition. So what I need to know from each of the three of you is which competition did you want to help out in? Again, there's cannon shooting, knot tying, song singing, boat rowing, and sword fighting.
Ashley takes the song singing.
I will take knot tying.
Okay.
I will try my hand at sword fighting and maybe use this rapier. Okay, maybe this is a bad choice.
The sword.
This I'm just gonna call it the sword. I'm just like a rapier. Yes, Kakusho agrees for the sword fighting and uses this sword from Morgan.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're going to use the silvered rapier as your plan. All right. So the way that this is going to play out is I'm going to have you make 3 skill checks. They can be of the same type if you want. They can be of other types if you'd like to mix it in. So for singing, if you want to do some dancing, you could add an acrobatics check or anything like that in there.
Am I allowed to also cast a spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Any tricks or spells or other items that you want to use to somehow aid yourselves, you're absolutely welcome to do that. So the 2 that you guys are not participating in is the cannon shooting and the boat rowing, which is the first and the 4th event. So what I'm going to do is just roll 2 die, and the first one is going to represent Steam Wagon Gang, and the second one will be the Puffer Gang, and whichever one's higher is going to be the winner of the cannon shooting event.
We going first. That was a natural
You guys
20.
are first. That was a natural 20 for whoever's firing the cannons for Steam Wagon Gang. So what they do is they have someone row out and put some targets up on the beach, and then the pirate who is in charge of firing the cannons take turns firing at these targets, seeing how many they can hit. And of the 3 shots, the Steam Wagon crew nails all 3 targets, dead aim on. And the crew celebrates and cheers. And Puffer Gang misses the first target, hits the second, and then misses the third one as well. And so they kind of groan and moan and aren't thrilled. So the first round goes to the Steam Wagon pirate crew.
Ooh.
Next up is knot tying. So that is going to be Spectre. Spectre is up.
Spectre cracks her knuckles.
All right. So for knot tying, you've got a choice. Survival could fit into that. Acrobatics could fit into that. Any other skill that you would like, as long as you can justify that it plays into it, you are welcome to do. And it's going to be 3 skill checks.
All right. I'm going to go with acrobatic.
I would like to give my bardic inspiration die.
Ooh. What does it do?
I think I have. Do I have 2? I think I have 2 because I'm a level 2.
It's based off of your charisma modifier, which is plus
also,
2, so you have 2 of them.
Also 2. I would like to give 1 to one to Kakusho and also 1 to Spectre. It is a 1d6 to add to any ability check, attack, or saving throw.
And I'll let you decide where to add that after you've seen your initial die roll.
Rolled. Okay, cool. So I'm going to definitely be rolling acrobatics because your hands need to be very acrobatic in order to tie some good knots. So yes, let me pick my mouse up here and do some acrobatics skill checks. That's a 20, but that's not it's an unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20.
The unnatural 20, yes.
Wait, what is your bonus?
It is plus 7.
7 total. Yeah.
And I will use a d6 on the 13 just to be fun and have a good time. So add 4 to that, so that's a 17. So it's a 20, a 14, and a 17.
Spectre puts on one of the most impressive displays of knot tying these pirates have ever seen. And maybe that comes from her background as a rogue and tying people up for interrogations, or somewhere else. Who knows?
Yes,
But
I would say just being a thief in general, you need to make a lot of rope traps and things like that.
yeah. Any other flavor you'd like to add to how Spectre outperforms and outties?
She adds little bunny ears to literally every single one of her knots, as a little flair. It's her signature move.
A signature move on knot tying with little bunny ears. That's canon now
Yes.
on all of Spectre's knots. All right. Things are looking pretty good for the Steam Wagon Gang. You're up 2 events out of the 5. And things are looking pretty good. With that, next we have Astley with the song competition.
All right. Astley, I don't know what's going to happen when I click this, so I'm just going to click on it. Yeah, that's what I wanted it to do.
Unearthly Chorus.
Yep. Astley casts a spell. Unearthly Chorus. So
Okay.
were we on the same boat now? Or are we within 100 feet of them?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. For the singing competition, everyone's got to gather around.
Okay. So
to hear what's going on so they can vote.
So until the spell ends, I make performance checks with advantage. In addition, I can use a bonus action to beguile one creature I choose that can see you and hear the music, and they have to make a saving throw. Otherwise, they're friendly. And anybody who's friendly, I get persuasion checks against them with advantage as well.
Okay.
Okay. And
are you using this primarily for the advantage on the performance checks, or something else?
To be determined.
To be determined. Okay.
Okay.
So you have all of the 8 Steam Wagon Gang pirates there, and the Pufferfish Gang. There's a dozen of them, and they're all kind of circled around, ready to listen to your performance.
Ashley pulls out the lyre.
Okay.
I guess that first one was a 12.
12. Okay.
Can I use a bonus action as not one of the 3 checks?
What do you want to do with it? I mean, the spell lets you do that, but
to persuade them to like my music.
Whether or not that helps you with the competition is another.
To persuade them into thinking that I am good.
I think mechanically in this case, that's going to be just part of the spell, the way that you got advantage.
Okay. That is a 22.
22, okay.
And a 20. An unnatural 20.
20.
A natural 20.
So the first part of your song, your instrument is a little flat again, and the blue bandana pirate's like, I told you, doing it. And after that, Ashley
quick adjustments.
Tweaks the string. Quick adjustment. Plays that ancient Chinese song, tuning, and it's good to go. All right. The song competition goes very well. Also, not quite as well as the night knot tying competition did. But clearly, Steamboat Gang has got ahead here. They're already up 3 events to 2. And so pretty much they have this in the bag. And so the respective captains of the Puffer Gang and the Steam Crew Gang get together, and Pedro's cousin's asking, we already got it. We won. You sure you want to finish? And Puffer Gang's like, yeah, we're not going down this easy. You might be up 3-0, but we can't be embarrassed this way, and maybe we still got a chance to win. So they want to continue the next couple of events anyway. So the following competition is the boat rowing competition. And maybe it's because they had already rowed out to pick up you guys. But Puffer Gang wins this one. They are much faster on the rowboats than Steamboat Gang is, Pedro's cousins. That leads us to the sword fighting, and Kakusho is up. So, Kakusho, you can use whichever weapon you want, and as you're kind of getting ready, one of the other pirates in the Steam Wagon crew kind of comes up and is kind of massaging your shoulders and gives you a pep talk and says, "Remember, the important thing isn't drawing blood. It's giving good insults. That's how you win these things."
Astley gasps.
So just have some good insults ready.
Astley gasps audibly.
Kakusho regrets choosing this event, knowing it was an insult context, but
Astley
does his best.
Astley offers to tag in very quietly.
Is that allowed?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I guess I'll ask the pirates if that's allowed. Swapping our, I guess, champion. I don't know what we're calling the event person.
Nope. You're signed up for it.
Psst, Ashley, can you whisper me some insults?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Kakusho steps forward. I'm ready.
So you guys draw your swords, and the way we're going to do this is I'll have you go ahead and make an attack roll or some other skill check if you want, but whatever you do also has to come along with some kind of insult to counter whatever is being kind of thrown at you.
Okay. Does the skill check need to be, I guess, relevant to a sword fight or
relevant-ish?
Okay, I'll start with athletics.
All right, so let's do this to see who's going to make the first move with initiative. So let me have you make an initiative roll versus what your opponent gets. And your opponent has
rolled a 10.
What did I get? You get a 10, and the pirate foe got an 11. So you're getting ready, thinking of your insult, and this other pirate pulls out their sword and starts swinging it at you, and yells out an insult, saying, "You fight like a dairy farmer." And that's the insult thrown your way. So you need to come up with some kind of counter to that, in addition to your skill check.
Check Discord, Astley whispers.
Do I do it with the roll, or should I say it before? It doesn't matter.
Your choice.
There's an actual answer to this insult.
Wait, there's an answer to the insult. What? Kakusho uses the insult. Astley whispered to him, "You and your whole family are all bilge rats," and rolls an 8 in athletics.
All right. So your response and your defense don't quite go over so well with this insult. And everyone's kind of like, "Boo!" to your response, putting the thumbs down from both pirate crews, and it kind of takes you back, and you get pushed back a couple steps as you're kind of parrying and fencing. But then it is your turn to take the initiative, and so you get to make your initial insult and see what kind of response they can give to it. So again, we'll have you make a skill check that you like relative to this, and give us the insult.
I'm going to go with intimidation to match my insult.
Okay.
Hopefully. All right. Kakusho thinks. And definitely this time did not get another whisper of an insult to him. "You're all dirty landlubbers!" And rolls a 14 in intimidation.
Landlubbers, huh? Okay. That would be pretty insulting.
Dirty landlubbers, though.
Okay. You get the best of the pirate, and he's kind of looking at you like, "What?" And he's thinking of something to say, and his response is, "You run that fast?" And everyone's like, "Boo!" Like that wasn't right. And so you You get your footing back. And then your opponent pirate gets to take the initiative again, and they throw out their insult. He says, well, I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
Wait, hold on. I found a website.
Kikusho ponders again, getting a whisper and ignoring, trying to think of something that makes sense as a.
I have a hunch that from the ether, Ashley might be.
I'll skewer you gizzard, you weak-kneed lily leopard lummox. Gangway! This time, I'll go with intimidation again.
Okay.
And I rolled a 14.
You intimidate this pirate, and they're kind of shaking, and they're like, that's not fair. That's not right. But everyone cheers for you anyway. You completely caught them off guard, and you end up winning the sword competition.
Woohoo!
And
you silly lad lovers.
I appreciate the Monkey Island references, though.
it's exactly what it was. Yeah. I have been known to require people to fight that way in chat before when they've gotten in arguments.
I love it.
4-1. There's a real clear-cut winner in this Pirate Parley between the Steam Wagon Gang, comprising of Pedro's cousins, and the Puffer Gang crew. And there is much celebration and shouting and cheering among all of Pedro's cousins as the Puffer crew return to their ship, and their captain yells at one of them to go get Pedro from the brig. And so they go down and they bring Pedro out, and Pedro looks like he's had a bit of a rough go at it. He's in shackles, they untie it, but his clothes are kind of dirty and torn a little bit. He looks like he hasn't been eating as well as he's normally accustomed to, hasn't shaved in a while. But he sees all of his cousins out on the other ship. He could kind of hear what was going on, but didn't know for sure. And he is excited, super excited to see that he's free. And the Puffer Gang sends him over. Puffer Gang crew still isn't real happy. They're like, all right, you've won this one. We still think you stole our crewmate, though. And we'll remember that forever.
So do we know if for the last 6 months they've just lost over and over, or it just took 6 months to plan the event?
Yeah, it took a while to kind of plan the event.
Okay.
So
Coordinate, and
Pedro's cousins didn't know what happened initially. They just didn't hear from him for a while. And yeah, you can ask him about it, what happened.
So we luckily stumbled into the festivities.
He just kind of stumbled into the finale, yeah.
conveniently.
Conveniently. It works for the plot. We can suspend disbelief of what may have happened on the timeline to make this happen to be exactly when you got here, whether it was now or in a week because you did something else first.
I was imagining that the Steamboat King just lost over and over and over and needed our help. But yeah, I guess coincidence works too.
They might have been stalling, waiting for some help to come along until they had enough crew members to participate. All right, so Pedro comes over. He rejoins his cousins. They all hug and embrace. The one with the blue bandana explains, yeah, these guys are from the Firewire Adventuring Guild, and they saved the day. They helped us win. And the one's like, we probably could have won without them, but they did good.
Astley just kind of gives a look.
Spectre has pulled out a bottle of wine from her bag and is just sipping it casually.
Okay. All right. And so Pedro comes over to talk to you guys. And he says, well, thanks for helping my cousins out. How did you know they needed help?
Well, acting Mayor Trid was very worried about you, and I guess, he's been getting blamed for a lot of stuff in town, and so he asked us to try to find out what happened, and here we are.
And he does the same thing. He spits on the ground or over the side of the boat so it doesn't leave a mess when you mention Trid's name.
Oof.
It's like, oh, that dirty sucker deserves whatever he gets. But he did step up, you say? He's been running things?
He's been doing his best.
He's been doing something.
I mean, you made some pretty big promises there.
No one in town's very happy with Trid at the moment, so we were tasked to bring you back.
Yeah, well, you found me, but, I did make some pretty big promises. I'm trying to keep them. I mean, I did offer, some of the merchants my protection, and my cousins here have been doing their best to do that. But when you've got other pirates like these dirty pufferfish gang crew roaming around, sometimes that's a little harder than I thought it was going to be.
Hey, do you think I could get one of those cool bandanas? Ashley gestures vaguely at all of the Steam Wagon merchandise.
Sure. Yeah, you want to come advertise? Steam Wagon crew?
Yeah. Ooh, do you guys have like a flag we could put on our wall? Ashley is excited now.
Maybe a little one.
This is fine.
I want the littlest one you have, actually.
Yeah, 2 of the littlest one.
The littlest ones.
And
they bring out like these toothpicks that go like in a cocktail drink with little paper flags on them.
Perfect.
And
Spectre tucks it behind her ear.
And the handkerchief also.
Okay.
If I may.
Yep, you may.
Okay,
and that's the least we could do. I mean, since you bailed us out.
Sweet. I like tchotchkes. Thank you. Now, are you you want to come back with us, or?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Pedro's kind of looking around. He's like, maybe I should spend some time with my cousins. They seem to get in a little bit of trouble without me.
See, I get that.
Being mayor is a pretty good gig, but
I get that if that's what you want to do, but you at least gotta come see Mayor Trid, because like if we don't come back with you, we had an arrangement, and we physically found you and relatively you're all right, and we just need him to know that, and then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can bounce town directly after that.
So I just got to show up, shake some hands.
You just got to shake his hand. You just got to shake his hand. Yeah. You don't even really have to do that. You just got to wave at him. He just has to see you.
All right.
You could just go.
That's asking a lot.
You could just
asking a lot.
We could set up a meeting. No one else would have to know.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody in town has to see you other than Trid, basically.
I mean, you know what he said about me during our campaign, right? I mean,
I'm going to be honest. I really wasn't.
He was slinging
attention.
some dirt.
I mean, honestly, I wasn't in town.
Okay,
I was
good.
in the borough to
I didn't even.
I don't want to repeat it, but it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. So, I mean, I'm glad he's stepping up and doing the mayor thing. But,
dude, if you don't show up, the town's going to explode. The town's going to explode if you don't show up. You got to just show your face.
And if you return, maybe you can appoint a new mayor or hold another election. Right now, we're just stuck with Trid because you're not here.
Right. And you don't want to leave it to that dirty, rotten.
Tarnation.
Make it so come on.
Ashley is just thinking about.
He's like, all right, let me tell my cousins.
Ashley's thinking about that gold.
Okay, I'll come talk to Trid, and I think I'm going to stay here with my cousins after that. So we can do that.
Would you like us to escort you back to town to ensure that you?
Sure, we can go together. We can go together.
We should definitely go together. We don't want you getting kidnapped again.
It's like, yeah, somehow we gotta convince these puffers though that my cousins here didn't steal their crewmate. We ain't got nobody kidnapped here.
I mean, if you need us to help you with that, we could probably try to help you out with that.
Ashley offers to go over and talk with the puffers.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. I mean, I don't know if they'll believe you or not. They didn't believe any of my cousins when we told them. I don't know what's going on, but I trust my cousins.
Well, all y'all are pirates, so I don't blame any of you for not trusting anyone else.
So Ashley's going to go over and talk to Puffer Gang. Is anyone going to accompany Ashley?
Sure, I'll go along. just for some muscle, some bunny muscle.
All right. So you guys swing over.
Kakusha will stay and talk with Pedro about some of the caves around the area and see what he knows about them.
Okay. He doesn't know a lot. He knows there's caves there, and sometimes people hide in them. That's all he really knows. But he doesn't know where they're at specifically. And you guys really haven't seen an entrance to any kind of cave here. Granted, you haven't really looked for it, but just from the boats, you don't see much.
Has Pedro, or I guess his cousins, ever seen the entrances or explored?
Here where you're at, no. They say further north, there's a place called Pirates Cove, and there are some caves there. Sometimes we pirates have been known to hide treasure there. But, if you don't have a map, you'll never find it.
Kakusho hears treasure and is very interested.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's cut to Ashley and Spectre, who swing over to the Puffer Gang's boat, where the mood is noticeably sour, very different than that. As they're kind of sitting down and talking about, what's next? We lost the Parlay, so we had to let Pedro go. We've been planning this for months. And now they're not quite sure what to do. But they say you guys coming over, and they aren't real thrilled to see you coming over, but they're like, what is it you want? And the captain comes to talk to you.
So why'd you take Pedro? What's the beef?
Because they stole our crewmate. We know they did it.
How do you know?
Who's your crewmate?
Crewmate number 7.
He doesn't even have a name.
No specific name.
Aww.
We don't have names. It's crewmate 1, crewmate 2, crewmate 3, captain, crewmate 4.
Ashley calls him Mark.
Sad.
Mark. Okay.
How do you know that it was them?
He lists some reason that doesn't sound real convincing. So non-specific. I can't even think of it at the moment. But
because
we just long had a rivalry. He conveniently disappeared after we'd had a parlay over another issue, and we think that they took him.
So you think that they took him, but you don't actually know.
It's best lead we have, but now we may be a lost cause.
I mean, everybody
to help, or?
Everybody on that boat looked to be related. I feel like they wouldn't care to have someone that's not family, Oh
no, they aren't going to make a Puffer Gang part of their crew. I mean, they may be sleazy scumbags, but they'd never do that. No, I think they're just holding them hostage.
What, like on their boat?
Yeah. Or somewhere.
We were on that boat. I didn't see anybody.
I will go, if I go check right now, I will go check. I will go find out. And then this feud will be done.
Okay. All right. Go check for us. They never let us on their boat to go check. Go for it.
Ashley goes back to the other boat, determined to squash the beef.
Spectre is staying on this boat and just is handing around her bottle of wine that she has been casually sipping.
Okay. Spectre stays on the boat, and Ashley goes back over, and over here is Kakusho talking about treasure maps and Pirates Cove and stuff. And the blue bandana pirate, who seems to be kind of in charge, says, well, what are they saying?
Let me see the brig.
Okay. And he takes you down. He gives you a tour of the brig, and it is pretty empty. There's nobody down there. It's like, see, we don't have their crewmate. They're crazy.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure.
21. Natural. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. They don't have him, and you kind of get the gist that not only is he indicating that they don't have him here, they don't have him anywhere. So they as best as you can tell, they really don't know where the lost Puffer Gang crew member is.
Why do they think that you guys have him?
They blame us for everything that goes wrong.
Okay. Ashley,
maybe it's just because they're not as skilled and fancy as they think they are. I mean, you saw how easily we beat them, right? Second-rate pirates.
I mean, maybe that kind of attitude is why they don't like you. Astley just kind of squints.
If you think I'm bad, you should talk to them.
Well, I will.
I mean,
Astley.
you gotta have some confidence to be a pirate, right? This isn't a life and a line of work where we're here to build your self esteem. You gotta have that. But they're just arrogant.
Astley says nothing and just goes, ascends the ship and goes back over to the other ship.
Yeah, you get the sense that there's a long feud between these guys where they just blame each other for whatever goes wrong for whatever reason.
Astley swings across, or whatever method of traveling to other boat.
Taking a rope and swinging across. That's how they do it in the movies. So that's how we're doing it.
Yes.
All right, the captain's there. He's like, well, did you find him? Did you find where they were hiding him?
They don't have him.
They don't have him on the boat. They've got to have him somewhere.
They don't. Trust me.
Why should I trust you? We just met. I don't have a reason to trust you.
I don't have a reason to come over here and lie.
Fair point.
We were hired to find Pedro and find out what happened to Pedro. That was what we were hired for. We just stumbled across this situation.
Okay. You make your point known. I see. I guess we can take that. It seems like you're pretty good at what you do too. I mean, that Steam Wagon crew wouldn't have had a chance to beat us without your help.
Well, 8 to 12, you guys would have had him easy. Easy. So
easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we win almost every time we parlay.
I could tell that.
It's almost not even worth doing anymore.
Well, if you need our help finding your sailor number 6, let us know. You know where to find us. We're in town of Redbrook. This Firewire's Adventure Guild. You can come hire us anytime.
You can send a message.
I think we need to. Yes,
Ashley hands a business card that was just there in a pocket. Very
okay. He says, "Well, if you're going to keep your eyes out for him, let me give you one thing that might help." And he goes into the crew's cabin area and comes back out with a small book. And he says, "This is our Crewmates Journal. Maybe you can find a clue in here as to where he's gone, or at least you'll recognize him. If nothing else, might give you some insight into what he was thinking." I mean, we've read it, and it's mostly just talking about how much he loves the crew and the ship.
Okay.
And then some funny drawings, but
cool.
You'll see.
Astley pockets the book and asks for a tiny flag and a handkerchief that's embroidered with the puffer symbol.
All right. They have similar memorabilia. They can hand over.
Yes.
Happy to get free advertising.
More things.
Spectre also requires a tiny flag.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, our job here is done.
All right.
Spectre
If we
leaves the boat by jumping over.
Astley, figures out a way. If we find him, how we'll get the message to you somehow. We'll figure it out. Somehow.
All right. We frequent these parts. You'll find us here or somewhere.
That sounds good.
Between here and yeah.
Okay, bye.
You're pretty confident you'll be able to get a hold of him if you need to. One way or another.
Astley returns
to
the other ship.
Heads back. Is Kakusho doing anything else while he's waiting for this discussion to finish up?
No, Kakusho is still daydreaming about the treasure. Not being very productive.
One day he's going to get rich.
One day.
Okay. With that, you guys are ready to head back to the town of Redbrook with Pedro in tow to go visit Mayor Trid. Is there anything else you'd like to do along the way as you head back, or anything else before you leave?
I feel like we should bring Sir Pedro straight back to town so he doesn't ditch us.
All right. Yeah, he's going to come along with you guys. He gets a fresh change of clothes before he comes. It looks like he had his own room on this ship prior. But he dresses up appropriately like he would for town, not like he would for pirating activities. And you guys make good time heading back to the town of Redbrook. Now, do you have a plan? Are you going to try to smuggle them without people noticing, or is this going to be like a big parade? How are you going to handle that?
Well, he doesn't look. He looks pretty disheveled and like, would he still be recognizable?
When he changes clothes and dressed up nice, yes.
Ashley recommends that he dresses like a pirate.
Okay. He's like, why?
Just trust me. Just trust me.
Kakusho hands him the eye patch.
Okay, that will work. He's like, hold on a second. This looks really familiar. Where'd you get this?
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Nowhere. It's probably just a common eye patch. Don't worry about it.
We were hired to find you, and we found you.
He's like, common eye patch, and he's looking at it, and he sees a name that's been scratched into the side of it.
We were hired to find you, so we found you.
Look, Pedro, we're looking for clues, and we found some clues. I don't know what you want from us.
We left all your food rotting. Don't worry.
And we didn't get grass.
He looks a little bit concerned. He's relieved that there's no grass in the house.
The lawn looks fabulous. I'll have you know.
You have a very good groundskeeper. You should give that one a raise.
All right. With that, we're going to wrap this one up. We are at time, so we can give our classic sign off.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
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 That's a good one.
I like that sign off. I'm for it.